On today's Buckeye Roast, Jermaine Matthews had some pretty insane comments, and we've got plenty to say about them. Up north, Michigan fans already seem a little bit nervous about Arthur Smith, but should they be? Plus, speaking of Michigan, is Kyle Whittingham taking this whole Michigan man thing a little too seriously? The cheating allegations are already starting. Then, we finish with the heavyweight debate. Could an all-decade Ohio State team beat an all-decade Big Ten team without any Buckeyes? I'm Kris Drew, and this is the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q, right here on Dead Air Sports.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for another episode of the Buckeye Roast. It's your boy Ron James here with my guy QP Ski. Q, how you doing?
Yeah, we made it. It's officially Friday, as the show is concerned, and a reasonable time for us. So I'm happy, man, and we're there. That much closer to the season. Another week. Well, we got 2 weeks of practice now.
Just 2 weeks left? 9 days away from week 0, or 8 by the time everybody sees this. The time is just flying by, but it still doesn't feel like this season can get here fast enough. Q, I guess I gave away my stat of the day. It's 9 days till week 0. Q, what are you most looking forward to? Is there a particular game, a storyline that you want to see settled? What are you most excited to see settled in week 1, or even in week 0?
Okay, well, I'm gonna start with a little something different because, see, you and everybody, up in the north, the northeast, the east coast, all that, there is a trade-off, right? We talk about it. I love summer, but I miss football. Well, see, over here in the Southwest, I guess you could call it, it's a different trade-off. I hate summer and I love football because it is 110 degrees on the regular. So I am ready for us to get into the season like USC time. The weather goes down. It's about 80 to 70 per day. And I can have a great time while y'all are over there freezing and enjoying football. I could be here in the perfect weather and enjoy football. So the closer we get to that, the better to me. So this summer thing and season can keep rolling because I'm ready.
It's winter 24/7 in this studio by the attire on this show. Q, we got plenty to talk about. Let's get into it.
All right, play the song.
How's a podcast? I mean, why don't you just tape it? What are you doing?
You don't have to tape it these days, Frank. You just record it right onto the computer.
Dead air.
Real quick, do want to get back to Ron and Q. Really excited that Buckeye Roast is back. While you are here, make sure you like and sub. We are on the way to 10,000 subs. You guys have been incredible, showed incredible support last year, first year on the channel, and you guys have shown incredible support this offseason, so thank you for bearing with me, but I'm excited to kick it to the real talented guys again. While you're here, make sure you like and sub, leave a comment, and yeah, we appreciate you again for rocking with us for another season right here on Dead Air Sports.
Q, a lot of interesting news coming out of the Woody player interviews, but Jake Butt is on his campus tour right now, and I saw an interesting tweet of his on the timeline while scrolling today that I wanted us to check out. As to be expected, Ohio State is loaded once again. They are, quote, recession-proof program and will never have a shortage of talent, as I saw today. And I read that, and I was like, interesting quote. Doesn't mention who they're quoting, but it sounds so oddly familiar of a phrase that I think I might be able to place the quote, Q.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Program is recession proof. It is things are difficult, but
what did he say?
I don't know.
This program is recession proof. It is things are difficult, but we don't get to be bad. Not only are we a mainstay Golden Stable program, but we hold up the economy here in Columbus, and it's not about I can't sit here and be like, damn, we got to try to adjust. We have to be at the forefront of things.
How many games so Ohio State have to lose to be unranked? Again, it would have to be like 5. They would have to lose to they would have to pull a Tennessee and lose to everybody with a pulse on their schedule for them to finish unranked.
And that's what separates this program from Florida. We don't get to be bad for some years. It's what separates this program from Auburn. We don't get to be bad for all these years. It's what separates this program from Texas. We don't get to have long slumps.
The idea that the Buckeyes could finish unranked or on a downward trajectory, it just has to be clickbait.
Because the pressure is so high that you have to win.
I knew I heard it somewhere.
Those voices sound oddly familiar. I just can't. I can't put a finger to it, but I've heard them before.
Absolutely. Those guys seem to actually really know ball. So shout out to whoever those, I would imagine, handsome fellows are.
And quite tall.
Speak for yourself. He also added defenses replacing elite talent, but also great leaders and extremely versatile football players. And Down Styles and Reese was curious to see how they'd look. I'll keep it short. They look really good. He goes on to give a full breakdown from the practice. And Q, honestly, we both read it together before the show. And man, does it feel good to be a Buckeye? Because it was like a sigh of relief, because everybody's been asking me all offseason, well, what do you think about this team? I'm like, well, we know what's coming back on the offense, but we're replacing 8 people on defense, all of them in the NFL. Like, did we acquire good transfers? Do we develop and have good talent coming up behind them? Absolutely, but I haven't seen them play together. And to hear someone, an outside observer, come into the Woody and see death taxes in the Ohio State motherfucking Buckeyes are the only things guaranteed in life, and know that the ball just keeps on rolling, and that the leadership and the depth is really showing and comes through. And he spoke about the transformation of this program with Matt Patricia last year on the defensive side of the ball, and believes that the Buckeyes are poised for another ascension on the offensive side of the ball with Arthur Smith this year. And one of the things that we've talked about on this program before is the lack of sequencing and intentionality with the play calling last year. It felt like, I always used to joke that it felt like it was just some random person calling Madden plays out there. Like, nothing felt like it was to set up like, it rarely felt like we were doing anything to set up a play later into the game. And the fact that he spoke to that, you were expect to see the Buckeyes have 10 to 15 plays that they're really good at, but can run out of 15 different looks. So they can run these same plays that they're successful at out of every position. So there's no hints at the line of scrimmage. And I just think about last season and the talent that we had. And yeah, we may not have a Carnell Tate out there, but the level up that we are about to see at offensive coordinator, I feel like it cannot be overstated.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign of news, and to say, like, yeah, we lost a lot on defense, and I think the only thing we really could have done better is replace them with NFL players, which you can't do now. We couldn't do, over the summer, so not doing that. I think the talent is here. Again, Matt Patricia deserves all the flowers for what he did last year and how important it was to keep him, longer than one season, because that was worries. He might just spin back to the NFL. Well, he's back and seems like he's happy where he is, but not only that, one worked out. Let's go get another one. So Arthur Smith, who you are very aware of, it feels like he's going to do pretty well. Like you said, Brian Hartline deserves all the credit. Maybe the greatest wide receiver coach of all time, for acquiring talent, putting guys in the first round of the NFL draft, and having a lot of draft picks. And you would say, like, maybe he wasn't the best coordinator, but like, definitely level up here. You get Arthur Smith, who became an NFL head coach off of his success. So both of them in their own right deserve credit, but like, you would expect the Buckeyes to really level up. And again, Ryan Day, his patent his offense was never going to be a long dead for this program. It was like, offense wasn't great last year. Well, I am Ryan Day. We got to do something about that, because I love offensive football, and Jake Budd just gave you the seal of approval that it looks good. So we'll see it in 9 days when the season comes up, but all faith this team is going to be revving and chase another national championship.
Absolutely. And Jake Butt wasn't the only one with interesting notes out of the Woody yesterday. Jermaine Matthews spoke with the media, and we have a few clips from him.
He's been doing great. He's been improving every day. I like Devin. He's going to help us a lot this year. I really like all the receivers. The freshmen, it's probably the best freshman kid I've seen. Freshmen, they're nice. So receivers are always going to be receivers here. I've seen a lot of them coming through here. So I think they just give us work every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
I don't have a shots fired sounder, but Q, I mean, is this just great praise or is it a little sour grapes for some of the departing wide receivers?
I mean, I think you're always going to praise the wide receivers that come in because with Brian Hartline, this is his last class that he put together. He always brought in freak shows. And what has been the news coming out of spring camp and now fall camp is the freshman receivers. So, I mean, Jermaine Matthews has been around for a while. He's seen a lot of talented guys. You rewind last year and ask the same question. He probably says the same thing. I'm not going to lie. But it is praised that even in this class where he felt like, okay, you got Chris Henry Jr., the big dog. But you look around and then you're like, okay, we got some talented guys. Let's see what they can do. And they come on campus and straight ball out. And it's like, dang, they should have been 5 stars. They should have been as highly ranked as the guys we normally pull in. So it brings the talent of that group. But like, yeah, I mean, you saw Jeremiah Smith and company come in here and play. It's very hard to top that freshman class, give it 1 player, 2 players, it doesn't matter, but they're doing their job, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, the Buckeyes did have traditionally what they bring in 2 5-star wide receivers, and then they just decide to really flex on the country and say, by the way, we're gonna find a hidden gem in Brock Boyd. I mean, known to recruiting services, but clearly underranked given the value and expectation that he provides for the Buckeyes at this point in his career as a true freshman. And the reports from inside the Woody, outside the Woody, anybody who has had eyes on Brock Boyd this offseason has had nothing but glowing things to say. So it just speaks to the evaluation of Brian Hartline. We talk about him, the criticism of him as offensive coordinator, but there's no doubt in his evaluation and him as a wide receivers coach. Jermaine Matthews continued and gave more context about some of these young receivers.
They're just special. Like Kris is just physical specimen. He's 6'6". He's strong. He can run. He's actually got great bend for his size as well. So, and Brock is just shit. Brock, he's different. I don't know. It's something about Brock. He's different. I love Brock.
I mean, I would talk nicely about Brock because, man, there's half of the Brock Boyd lore has to do with a famous spring camp clip of Jermaine Matthews going up against the freshman when he first arrived, and a lot of hype by Davis and Igbinosin, thinking that the veteran cornerback would be able to lock up the freshman. And I felt like the legend of Brock Boyd was born in that moment.
Well, Ron, I mean, he is different. He's white. And he's an exciting white. It's not normally what you get in the Ohio State wide receiver class, but yeah, yeah. Besides the guy coaching him, we haven't seen that in quite a little bit. But yeah, and also too, like the other part to this is like, as Jake Butt talked about, he gave the freshmen a lot of praise, and we come at a time where it's like, the guys before them no longer here. Quincy Porter, he's out. He goes to Notre Dame. Mylan Graham goes out. They would have normally been the next guys up. You bring in a couple transfers. We'll see how they do. They've gotten one of them has gotten pretty good praise. The other one's been pretty injured throughout camp. So no time better than the present. You kind of need a couple freak shows just walking around and maybe can play sooner than will be expected. So you kind of need it here. And, Jermaine Matthews is the one who's not afraid to speak his mind. And we know one thing. We know he will talk and tell you how he feels. So to get that kind of praise for those guys and the whole crew in itself, I know we got 4 of them come in. Just more applause to them. Good, they're working hard and they're ready to go.
The praise continued to flow for the freshman wide receivers as TJ Alford added his praise.
He's so tall and long. You could put the ball anywhere for him to go get, for real. Brock, he's from what I hear from the offense, he's such a student of the game. He knows how to run routes, how to deceive somebody. And Quay, he's like how can I describe? He's like Jamo, little Garrett Wilson type. I feel like he gonna make a lot of plays.
Jamo and Garrett Wilson sounds like a created character.
Yeah, I think Kris and I both have had this beef for years as well. Whenever we get in the next guy, it's the last guy plus something, and like the famous.
I'm gonna tell you this right now: an absolute rule to get muted, blocked, banned from this program, never taken seriously again. The second that Four's career ends here, the new rule is we compare nobody to Four ever again. It's over. Like, I don't care what they look like. I don't give a fuck what their measurables are. We do not compare people to Four anymore.
Well, Ron, what I was hearing come out of camp was Jaquaden Gilbert was 4, but more elusive. In better hands.
Where's it at?
But no, what was the famous tweet me and Kris called was like Milo Graham was coming in. Obviously, Milo Graham 5-star. His tape was crazy, but they were like, he's like Garrett Wilson, but with better footwork.
I literally have no comment.
I'm just saying. Also, what was it? James Peoples was J.K. Dobbins. Hey. Go ahead and search that out there. You're going to find some very prominent Buckeye Twitter accounts that said that. We were like, that's insane. Not going to call people out.
All of those takes.
But I know who said it.
I wanted to pivot a little bit to your favorite topic, and there's only one. Look, we aren't even into season 1 with Kyle Whittingham at Michigan. And the conspiracies are already flowing.
And the last thing, I watched TJ's show last night, Johnny, and TJ was going on and on and on about, it's like they knew our signals. It's like they were coming right at us, like they knew what we were doing. And I paused, and everybody thinks I'm crazy.
That's not good.
But why is Chase Herbstreet on the team? I mean, you can't sign steal anymore. They use the radio. You can't steal that. And the catapult thing, the cloud sharing with the practice videos that OSU tapped into, but that story went away. That just disappeared. That catapult thing's gone now as well. So how else is Ryan Day going to cheat? I know. Let's put Herbstreet's boy on the team. What's he doing there? He's not going to play. He's never going to see the grass. They'll put Warren in before they put in Herbstreet. What, in education? Go to Northwestern. Go to MIT. Why is he at Michigan? Why?
That is a good question.
Why? What's he there for? It's not an education. He ain't playing ball. So what is he there for? And then you look at the Oklahoma game and you look at the Southern Cal game. TJ's right. It's like they knew what we were doing. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe I am crazy, conspiracy theory. But yesterday.
Q, call me a conspiracy theory, according to Dom. I know the catapult story went away, but Q, we have more allegations regarding the team up north and Kyle Whittingham's brother, Freddie Whittingham, allegedly tampering and recruiting Utah players while still under contract and is now being sued by the university. The least surprising thing you've heard all week?
Yeah, well, one, this is not surprising at all. Every coach that leaves their program for a level up job does this. Lincoln Riley
only cheating if they're going to Michigan and it should be prosecuted with the full power of the law.
Not that Michigan doesn't deserve it. They better be tattoo gate for every little thing they do. Like, if it's the most minor thing, better get a year suspension. It was like my fraternity in college. You do anything wrong, there goes a semester. Like, give them the hammer. Because
are you trying to like one up the Penn State? Are you alleging that your fraternity was going crazier than the Penn State fraternity? Like they can't just let y'all live?
Man, look, I don't want to get banned, but when I saw that Penn State fraternity news, I'm like, we all went to college. Rod, you went to college. I'm not soloing myself or my school in on any of this. All I'm saying is I knew a lot of dudes that pay their tuition in cash.
Look, all I'm saying is Slippery Rock is a beautiful drug-free campus and university that you can send your children to for a safe education.
And if they have cash to pay their tuition, even better.
Even better. They definitely do have cash. So, Q, are you calling this a nothing burger? I know I know burgers are sensitive topics with that
We're
team
from
up
Michigan.
north.
I mean, no, it is something. You're not, even though people do it and they do it at every school. We just saw the quarterback of the former school now follow his coach to Auburn. We saw it Ling and Riley. We've seen it with a ton of schools. They recruit their former players. They have relationships with them. It's very easy. It is something you have to follow the rules in a sport where there are no rules. But
I think it's like some form of like Michigan gang initiation where like they make you go out and commit a crime. If you want to be a true Michigan man, like you really have to like stick it to the NCAA and go ahead and get some violations under your belt. Like you can't come in too clean.
yeah, until the AD is actually out of there, and we'll turn a new leaf then. While he's still, getting paid and has time to go. But yeah, it is part of the Michigan man honor. You got to do something. Like it can't go a week without a scandal. And this is as slap on the wrist as we get for slap on the wrist, but it's still illegal. Like there's things in college football that we don't acknowledge that. Yeah, you still can't do that. There was no NIL before NIL. It was called pay for play, and it was illegal. We try to wash this stuff under the rug. Like, oh, I just had NIL before. Like, brother, that didn't exist. NIL even today doesn't exist in the way people use it. So there's a lot of legal stuff going on right now. Michigan is in the forefront. Hey, man, if you're gonna do something, be first. Be the ambassador. And if they want to be the ambassador of all these scandals, I'm like, hey, more power to you, Michigan men.
I mean, did you not? I feel like you just spoke a new sound into our soundboard. I'm so disappointed I don't have the Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. But it will be added after today.
It just means more.
Q, a little bit of a shorter show today. One final topic and more about that team up north. Q, they scared. You want to go ahead and read the tweet for the audience?
All right, from the famous Michigan Medal, Hartline was a terrible OC, but a great position coach. Arthur Smith brings structure to Ohio State scares me because they have some demons on offense. Speaking of Isaiah West's quotes that we covered yesterday. Yeah, man. I mean, Ryan Day obviously owes us one from 2024, but I believe they know the tides have turned in the right. And you could almost feel it. It should have turned in 2024. We somehow blew that. But you feel that change. The longer we get away from the cheating scandal, the more things seem to go back to reality. And Kyle Whittingham, I believe, is a good coach. We will see what he's able to do at this level because he hasn't proved nothing yet. Until you prove, like my old college professor said, and he was like, I got one son, he's doing great. I got the other 1-year-old. Ain't done shit yet. I guess we'll see. So that's a crazy straight for his daughter. But I'm just saying, he's got to prove it at this level. But I think we all felt the tides turn. Ohio State is a recession-proof program. They're going to roll out there. You're going to feel like Ohio State probably shouldn't lose more than 2 games max this year, despite their schedule. And I believe Michigan is like, I don't know about this quarterback situation. Yeah, he did that over there in the, with the Big 12, but this is the Big 10 and things are different. So I can see why they were a little scared with another NFL coach coming to Ohio State.
Absolutely, because it felt like it felt like we have not seen the Death Star Ryan Day offense. We've been going through this identity crisis. Not that it's like been bad, but I feel like Ryan Day, between his changes with his approach to the clock, relying on his defense more, trying to keep his quarterback fresh. Will Howard being a great quarterback, a competent national championship winning quarterback, but also not being CJ Stroud or Dwayne Haskins. So you've seen this offense, while it always is dominant, it's taken different forms, and it's going to be interesting to see. Do you see like an LSU style offense make an appearance from this Ohio State team? Do you see one of the most unstoppable offenses that we've seen in recent history in college football? Do you feel like Arthur Smith has that potential to elevate the Buckeyes to that type of level?
I mean, LSU was kind of hard. That's probably the greatest offense we've really ever seen with 3 NFL wide receivers and probably the greatest quarterback we've seen in the modern era of college football. So I would do that, but I get your point. What you're saying is Ohio State actually going to roll their talent on the table and say, you're going to have to beat us, and we're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot. And I think that's a Ryan Day kind of, I don't even want to call it Ryan Dayism. It's very much we can go down the line of since 2019 and say right there we didn't get beat by a better team. We shot ourselves in the foot. And you could go that, outside the cheating scandal, pretty much every team we shot ourselves in the foot outside of Georgia because Marv got hurt and it changed the game plan. So, yeah, I feel like if pedals to the metal, I mean, we may not see the LSU offense, but again, if we get what we got with Chip Kelly, it's like, how are people who is going to be able to sit down with 60 minutes and be able to beat this team? And there's not many teams out there to do that. And Ohio State limits the mistakes. And like I said, when we get in those games where Dan Lanning finds a way to fold, Sark finds a way to fold, like these unproven coaches find a way to fold. Ryan Day has always seen it through for the most part. So I am very confident if Arthur Smith gets his offense going, we might be back in another national championship game.
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about the LSU team, I feel like that falls into the don't compare anybody to Jeremiah Smith category as far as don't compare any offense to that team. But you look back and you've seen Ryan Day hang 50 touchdowns in 14 games with Dwayne Haskins, but then also win a national championship with 35 touchdowns in 16 games with Will Howard.
The limit does not exist.
I mean, anything is possible with this offense. So it'll be interesting to see with Arthur Smith what the Buckeyes are able to do. Jake Butt gave a great report from camp. The defense is raving about the young receivers. It feels like, as our guy Michael Jordan would say, good friend of the program.
Watches over every day.
Watches every day. The ceiling is the roof. And it feels like, the Buckeyes have a chance to really put up numbers on offense this year. Hot take, Ohio State good on offense. But I'm really interested to see what Arthur Smith is able to do with his offense. And I'm quite frankly tired of talking about it, because we keep getting, behind closed doors reports from camp. I'm ready to put it in 4K for the entire world to see that the Buckeyes are indeed recession proof.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun season, man. It's just like I feel like we haven't seen it in a while. A Ryan Day team outside of spurts. There has been spurts, but really just put the program in full gear forward and say we're going to make a brick wall stop us, and we're going to go as fast as we can and try to fast track this to a national championship. And it will be a very fun to see. And I think a coordinator who comes in with a resume and says, Ryan Day, shut up. I got this. Go over there. Worry about the team. Worry about the mentality. And I'm going to drive the ship. It's good news. With Jeremiah Smith, we hear about Julian Sayin coming back. This running back room, you're starting to hear the murmurs. The offensive line. That's the second time we got offensive line praise. They look like they might take that next step. And that's the biggest concern for this team. Defense will be fine. And again, Matt P probably hold teams most part under 20 points.
How genuinely concerned are you about this offensive line? Is it a concern or a question?
I mean, I think it's a question. I think when we saw Ian Moore play, he played pretty well. And again, Ron, it's so by chance. You don't run into Ruben Bain and Mesidor. Maybe, in 12-team playoff, you might, but if you did again, it'd probably be against a team that won't beat you, like at Texas A&M, where it's they got 2 dudes out there, but they suck. We are much better than that. Not that they suck, but we're so much better than them that it's not going to matter. There's very few teams out there that you're going to run into that and you're going to be like, oh, crap, and this team can beat us. So it's just a luck of the draw, really, and that style was the most effective against Ohio State. So it's I am not really worried about it because were we worried about it before the Miami game? Even against Indiana, we're they did not have a good game, but we really should have beat them. They didn't totally wreck the game. We just left things on the table. So it's so hard for, again, this team to get beat. And I feel pretty confident. If they take even a little level up and are decent this season, as long as it's not a weakness and can collapse your game plan, I'm cool. Let's ride.
Q, that's all I have for the show today. I do have one last thing that I have to get to. It is a bit of bad news.
And what would that be?
To share with you. The likes have been atrocious despite the view numbers. And I know and I see how many people are active in the chat. And maybe let me know in the chat or in the comments tomorrow. Like, I watch the show every day, but I don't like it enough to like the video, just so I understand why people aren't liking this video. But Q, the bad news that I have is that people that have been watching the show for a long time know that when we get into these like droughts, we have to take drastic measures and change Q's name to Smash That Like. But Q, it is so bad that I think we might have to change both of our names to Smash That Like for an entire episode if we do not get our likes up soon. Like, it's just, I hate to pull out the big weapons this early in the season, but it is just, it is that dire at this point. Like, there's tons of people watching, they're talking, chatting, having a good time. We appreciate all of it. No, it says it right on the screen. We have Chris Drew record a call to action, no like. So let me know if you guys enjoy watching the show or you hate watch it but don't like it. Let us know in the comments just so I don't have to sit there and wait for your likes. But if you do in fact like this show, please smash that like button, because I would hate to start the show off by introducing myself as Smash That Like and my co-host Smash That Like here on the Smash That Like roast. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Well, that was a great take, Smash That Like, Ron. It's like I would compare. It's like one of those like restaurant openings where you go there and the food's free. We're just testing it out. We want to make sure everything runs. It's like we just ask one thing: just tip your server. That's all we like. We're getting things together. Food's free. It's on the house. Just tip your server. And here it don't even cost. All you got to do is click that little like button. Even if you want to be nice, leave a comment down below. I mean, you can say anything. You guys suck. You're great. I hate it here. Like, it all helps the algorithm. Now, it's harder to read, and we've read some rough comments, but if you say something, we will read it and reply to it. So we'll say that, but just at the worst, leave a like. You're here for an hour anyway, or 30 minutes as far as this show goes. But normally, season gets here. We'll be here an hour. So hit that like button.
That was a great take. Smash that like. Let the people know where they can find you.
Well, if you want to smash that like with me more, you can find me at Flying Johnson on Instagram. I am City Boy Quentin on Twitter. But most importantly, here Monday through Friday, smashing that like on the Buckeye Roast here on Dead Air Sports. Sometimes known as the best damn Dead Air Sports. So yeah, Kris around. We got some content going around. So if you've seen it, you did like that video, you say, hey, I want to see more edits like that. Go to TikTok over there. Find Dead Air Sports there. You'll be hanging out with Jake Butt and our loyal fans that go over there. And also, don't forget Instagram as well. Dead Air Sports is there, so find us there. But Ron, where can they find you at?
Yeah, if you like this show, you could find me on Twitter at @SmashThatLike. No, it's at 2Ts. You can find me here Monday through Friday for the Buckeye Roast here at 10 a.m. here with my guy Q. You can catch edits like that that are recession proof on at Dead Air Sports on TikTok and on Instagram. We're growing our Instagram, we're growing our TikTok. So if you like the edits, if you like our takes, awesome graphics on Instagram of if you miss an episode but you want to hear what we're talking about, we have recaps of everything from I-71, Signal Lost, Buckeye Roast, edits, all that good stuff on Instagram. Plus all the edits on TikTok. So if you like this channel, check us out on some other platforms or subscribe right here if you're new to the channel. And be sure to smash that like button. You know how this thing ends. It's always go Bucks. And of course, OH.
IO.
My